Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Alright, Elise Stefanik's kind of been in the news recently, and I don't think I've read on her before, so her time in the pit here. She recently filed an ethics complaint against Judge Engoron. He's the judge that's leading the civil case against Donald Trump, or presiding over the civil case against Donald Trump in New York. She was saying that Judge Engoron clearly, whenever I say the word clearly, it's anything but, is biased against Trump and is violating his civil rights and his freedom of speech. And when the appellate court suspended the gag order, she declared victory over that. Congratulations. And second, she just recently endorsed Kari Lake in Kari Lake's congressional bid in Arizona. Okay, so she gets two different topics to figure out what Elise Stefanik is on. All right, so with Lee Stefanik, why are you sticking your nose in Trump's civil trial? Now, before we hit on that one, just as a background, Elise Stefanik is like the number 3 GOP member in the House. She replaced Liz Cheney when Liz Cheney was removed from that position because she had the audacity to say Donald Trump should be impeached for his actions on January 6th. And so Liz Cheney was removed from that position, and Elise Stefanik was put in that position. All right, so what's the energy around Elise Stefanik? Why is she challenging Trump's civil trial? This has nothing to do with the GOP. This has everything to do with Trump being a crook. Cards are upside down. Okay, so we've got signifier card is the 7 of Wands. She's she's assisting Donald Trump. Long and short of it. And she's adding her stick to try and help Donald Trump out with this civil case. Waiting for your ship to come in. I think what she wants is she's MAGA. She's showing her support for MAGA, her loyalty to Donald Trump, and probably she wants some support from Donald Trump, his endorsement for her upcoming election, maybe financial support. But this is another quid pro quo. This is I'll fight for you if you work for me type of thing. She'll fight now and she'll wait for her reward later. Honey, I got news for you. Donald doesn't believe in paying back later. He doesn't pay his bills. If you want something from him now, you collect now. Do not take anything on a promise from that man. What's crossing it? Money. She wants the financial support. She's trying to save him from losing all his money. This is all about Trump.org and Trump's legacy, and she's trying to help fight that, and she expects that she's going to get some reward recognition payment for helping Trump with this. Maybe even financial payment from his PAC to help her campaign. Now, mind you, she's the number 3. Her position should be safe, but not necessarily. But this is all about saving Trump's money. In the past, we have the 8 of Cups. This is, I look at this, I don't know if she really believes in Trumpism or if she really just wants the power, but Trump being out of power has weakened the Republican Party as it is currently comprised with the Freedom Caucus and such. They've lost power. I mean, Congress isn't doing anything. They have been unable to advance any type of legislation. And I think she feels like if we can get Trump back in power, then the Republicans will fall in line behind the MAGA faction, and then they will be able to push through their agenda, whatever that agenda is, such that they can begin ruling the United States instead of representing. Current situation is the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is again playing on the culture wars. making these impassioned pleas, just trying to rile people up. And by filing this ethics complaint and then getting the appellate court to suspend the gag order, she's taking it as a victory, as her strength of helping Donald Trump out. And then she will get her reward for that. Maybe she wants to be the Speaker of the House one day. I wouldn't be surprised. She's being very public about it. This is not something where she's doing quiet work behind the scenes. This is her getting out on Twitter, getting in front of the TV cameras, and broadcasting her desires to protect Trump and his fortune. Yeah. She wants, basically she wants Trump back. I think she views Trump as the golden era, and what she can do to help get him in there, she will be among the favored and get the favors. Do these people just not get it? They don't get it. This is like putting, again, for your Harry Potter fans out there, the analogy is perfect. This is like putting Voldemort in power. Everybody around that table, if you think of after Voldemort is back and everybody's around the table and you've got a teacher spinning around being tortured, everybody's terrified of Voldemort because anything he says could end your life right then and there. And putting Trump in power it's like that. I mean, he's not interested in governing. He's interested in exacting revenge. And it's not against the Democrats he's going after. He's going to go after the Republicans who he felt were insufficiently loyal because the Republicans are on his team. The Democrats are supposed to fight against him. They're a bunch of maggots and who cares about them? But the Republicans were supposed to support him. And so it's like this race. They see that Trump is going to get the nomination. And, if you believe that one poll that came out recently, he's ahead of Biden in a lot of the battleground states. They think he's going to be back in power. So she's lining up, showing her loyalty and being out there and verbal and very, very visible with it because she wants the benefits of that loyalty. Yeah, and she feels like if she does this, she's going to get his blessing. She's going to get, whatever that reward is, whether it's like being nominated to the Supreme Court, being Speaker of the House, being a very brave, strong, powerful woman, whatever it is that she thinks she's going to get, that's what she wants out of this. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from her. This is purely transactional. I think she understands Donald Trump is transactional, and she's trying to curry some favor, get some what's the word I'm looking for? Not credit. Credit, props. There's another term I was looking for, and I'm not pulling it out right now. Oh well, that goes on. Lovely, lovely person. Does Donald Trump even know her name? After all this, next week, let's say after the appellate court, if the appellate court reinstates the gag order by the end of the month or something like that, will Donald Trump even remember her name? Does Donald Trump even know or care for Elise Stefanik? That's a little four-carter because of snark. Does he care about her? Only what she can give to him recently. Yeah. Again, transactional. Is she valuable? Is she not valuable? What have you done? This is kind of like, what have you done for me recently that's of value to me? He likes the fact that she's stirring up the pot. He thinks that's great. But at the same time, maybe she could be valuable now. He'll devalue her later. Whatever. You got the death card. The moon card. And, okay, so, is it talking about, what does he think about her? Flipping. Maybe he thought she wasn't too supportive before. Maybe she's being supportive now. There's a mystery behind it. there might be, he may not know what to think of her. And she was brought in to get rid of Liz Cheney and support MAGA. So in some ways, I think he does like her because she's MAGA, but she may not be quite what he's looking for. So this could be one of those things where he could promise her stuff. Like, it would be like, I'll support you if you give me a blanket pardon. And he has no intention of doing it. But he'll lead her on and not tell her what the answer is. He'll lead her on, and then he'll make his mind up and say, yeah, she didn't do enough for me, so no, you don't get what you want. So he's going to use her. Ladies, don't let the guys play you like this. I mean, not that any of you would ever date Donald Trump, but it's that same sort of thing. She's devaluing herself. She's kneeling at the foot of Donald Trump and kissing the ring. And, he's like, was it Narcissa? Is that the name of the person that fell in love with his own reflection? That's the only person Donald Trump loves is himself. Yeah, he oh God. Let's just leave that. Let's just leave that whole thing over there. Kari Lake. Now, she's gonna support Kari Lake, and is that just simply? Kari Lake is ultra MAGA. She wanted to be vice president here, and I think Donald Trump has moved on from her because she's not a winner. He needs a winner, baby, and Kari Lake ain't it. So Kari Lake's running for Congress senator, I believe. Let's see. Correct. She's running for Senate in Arizona. So Stefanik is pushing for Kari Lake to get into the Senate. And this article on Arizona Central said that's great for Democrats. The title is funny. With indicted Santos leaving Congress, Elise Stefanik has space available in her clown car, and Kari Lake is happy to join it. Okay, energy around Stefanik endorsing Kari Lake. Wheel of Fortune. It's the natural progression. This is advancing the Freedom Caucus and the crazy MAGAs in there, and she's giving her two things. And yeah, and this is all part of the thing of reinstalling Donald Trump into an authoritarian type position. Election interference. Yeah, this. Do not be surprised if you find out that Elise Stefanik has some role in the events on January 6th. May not be a major role, but she probably played a role in there. In the past, we've got the Ten of Swords, the ending of the Trump regime and the power of the GOP that they're trying to restore here. And I guess, in some ways, they know they need to capture the Senate because they've got the House right now and they think they're going to be able to carry the House. But if they get the Senate and Trump's in there, then they can really push forward their extremist agenda. She thinks that Kari Lake is a winner. That Kari Lake, third time's the charm. Didn't get the governorship, didn't get her election challenges over, but she's going to win this one. And if she wins this one, it goes a long way to helping the Republicans controlling the government and installing and instituting their extremist agenda. I think it's a foolish errand, though. I don't think I do not think Elise Stefanik is a good judge of character. She's not sorting it out. And I don't mean because she's adoring Donald Trump and she wants Kari Lake, but it's like you're in this echo chamber here with the Wheel of Fortune and you're just going to keep trying the same thing and you're not recognizing that it's not a winning strategy. And I guess it's part of what the problem is? They put up these polls. And whether they're real or not, or biased or not, it's not known other than the person who has commissioned the poll and the person who's designed it. And maybe some folks conducting it, but the person who commissioned it and designed it, they know how biased it is or is not. And this could really be a case of folks believing their own press clippings. here. She's not recognizing that Kari Lake is not a winner. And there's a lot of stuff she doesn't know that Stefanik doesn't know. And I don't think she does. She might be the Dunning-Kruger that she doesn't know what she doesn't know type of thing that's going on here. A lot of major arcana, though. Look at that. I got 4 major arcana with this. Outcome is the 9 of Wands. Kari Lake's going to finish second place. She'll beat Kirsten Sinema, but she's not going to beat Gallego. And, for all of her efforts, Elise Stefanik is going to have spent her political capital backing losers. Putting money, putting effort behind people who are not viable candidates. And it kind of makes her a loser because she's associated with them. Now, if we were looking at this as a coup, as a coup attempt reading, because that's, when I get this, I always think about the coup. This would be, she had a role in it trying to keep Donald Trump in power. It didn't pan out, but, he lost the election here, but she was part of the plot to get him in here. And that new goal to get him in, and it was foolish. It didn't work out, but she hasn't been revealed yet. But she knows it's coming. So in some ways, that could explain her motivation to get Kari Lake in there, her motivation to get Donald Trump in there, because if she can get Donald Trump in there and the Republicans in the Senate, any investigation on her goes away because Trump won't allow it. He'll kill all the January 6th investigations, and then the Republicans will, again, institute their horrific policies on there if they control all 3 branches of government. And they've got the Supreme Court too. Game over for democracy in the United States. It would be. I don't know how we would. I mean, obviously, you can overthrow dictatorships. That can happen, but it's going to be a long time, I think, before that would happen in this country. I think Lee Stefanik is a giant threat to the U.S. Entertainment purposes only. That's my opinion. I didn't really have much of an opinion on her before this reading, but this woman is not who... I never took her seriously. That's me personally, and maybe a lot of you have, and I'm just late to the party. Sorry. But I think she's a lot more dangerous than I ever really considered. Now, mind you, she is in the upper echelons of the Republican Party in the House. So, yeah, she's going to be dangerous. And she's a MAGA supporter. But, God, these investigations can't happen soon enough. They really can't. All right. Here's hoping that Jack Smith gets his March trial started and we get some justice out of all this. Because maybe that will be finally what frees this country from the spell it's under. Okay. I'm wrapping up. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so our video makes it out to newer viewers. To those new viewers, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.